What up, everyone? It's your favorite host, Mr. 35. I'm here and I'm out. I just want to do this quick show. Everyone knows what happened last night. Everyone's seen what happened. Let's talk about it. I'm here to talk about it. Please text the show 567-343-0502. 567-343-0502. Yep, go Niners. The college football playoff is meant to make college football fair. I'm letting you know it's not fair. It is not fair. By zero means, it's not fair. Now, they always say that the old way was the BCS was as possibly as fairness as you can get, but it really wasn't either. But now they decide, let's the CFP, the college football playoff, 4 teams be fair. It's not fair. They said let it come, it will be fair. It is not fair. And the reason why it is not fair, because they got it wrong last night. I'm going to pull up the CFP playoff and it's going to show 1, 2, 3, and 14. Okay? So let me pull this up real quick so everybody can see. Share. Here we go. Bam. College football playoff. What do you see that is fair about this? 1, 2, 3 teams deserve to be in there. 3 teams that deserve to be in the college football playoff. Now, everyone knows me. They know I love the conference that I lived in. They know I love the complete pro-style player that come from that conference, which is the great SEC. The college football playoff committee got it wrong because they allowed Alabama to get in and not Florida State. Then they're like, 3-5 wide. Florida State don't have a quarterback. Yes, they don't have a quarterback, but it's not their fault. Accidents didn't happen. You still got to win the game that is before you. Florida State went on and went undefeated. Undefeated. Won the ACC championship game. An undefeated team not in the college football playoff is astronomical. It is ridiculous. Ridiculous at the point that is not fair. Politics sucks. This would have been the first year the SEC and the Big Ten, well, the Big Ten have Michigan, the SEC would not have a team in the playoff if they would have done it right. It should have been Michigan, Washington, Florida State, Texas. 3 undefeateds in Texas. Texas has the win over Alabama is the reason why Alabama wouldn't have got in. Texas had that win. Texas completely annihilated Oklahoma City in the playoffs. Florida State, honestly, they may not be the best team on paper, but they are deserving to be in the playoff, and they just got slighted. Big time. Now, I believe in fairness. I believe if you earn your way there, you deserve to be there. Take many schools. Look, perfect example. Jackson State University, yes, they are the SWAC champions. Yes, they probably wasn't the best team in the SWAC this year in volleyball. This is volleyball now. But they still made an NCAA tournament because they won their title game. Florida State went undefeated and won their title game. Alabama got a loss. And the only loss they have is to the third-ranked team, Texas, who's supposed to be in there. Supposed to be in there. You got me? And if anything, Washington have a better schedule than Michigan, so therefore Michigan should have been number 2. And Washington should have been a number 1 because of their record. Michigan ain't played nobody. They have played nobody. They played a subpar schedule beside Ohio State and Penn State. That's it. Texas played a very daunting schedule. Washington just so happened the Pac-12 was lighting it up this year. Every team they played was ranked. Oklahoma State, Oregon State. They played Colorado was ranked at the time. Oregon Ducks were ranked 3 at the time. USC ranked. They won over ranked teams all year. They should have been number 1. Michigan should have been number 2. Number 3 should have been Texas, and number 4 should have been Florida State. I am an SEC guy. I will go to the grave because we have the greatest conference there is. That's the only reason why I politics allow the SEC to get in there. It shouldn't have been there. It shouldn't have been there. It should not have had Alabama. Much as I love the SEC, much as I want to crave for the SEC, but they got it wrong this year. They got it wrong. Alabama shouldn't have been there. It's supposed to be in Florida State. Now, my guy, I texted him early to see whether or not he come on. So he's hurting. I know my brother Jay is hurting right now. Hey, he's hurting. And I don't understand, I mean, he's hurting. And I totally agree why he's hurting. They got slighted, man. They got slighted. Man, that's just like, wow, man. Wow. I don't get it. Don't get it at all. Don't get it at all. I'm going to call one of my buddies. He told me to call him. See if he got something to say about this. If the SEC is supposed to be doing this, I don't get it. It's not fair. He ain't gonna pick up. It's not fair at all. You get it? I know it sounds biased to me. It's not. I'm not being biased. I'm fair. I believe in fair. All my life, I was treated unfairly from where I lived at in Mississippi. A lot of people know it. It ain't no secret. Just because the way I look, I was treated unfairly. But that's not the point here. The point here is that Florida State got unfairly treated. Undefeated, win your conference, and you got in. That's the way it's supposed to be. Now, committee, and I am talking to Kirk Herbstreit, Paul Feinbaum, and the Bear, and anyone else who got a say on how this playoffs should go. You should have 10 teams. I would say 12. If you do 12, that's fine. But all the teams that should get in should have an automatic bid. You win your conference championship, you should get in. Who give a flying popcorn fart whether Georgia is better than who won the MAC? The MAC won it. This is my buddy. Let's see if he'll talk. Hello, this is the 3-5 Sports Show. Mr. 3-5's talking.
What's that?
Hello? What's up? What's up, Suave? I'm on live right now, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
How's it go? I'm working.
All right, man. Keep working. So this is my thing here, people. He didn't want to talk. He's nervous, right? My thing is 12 teams, 10 of them is automatic bid to the conference championship that they come from. You can't help where people come from. You can't help that they won it. You can't help that Georgia lost it. Liberty should be playing for a spot. They should have a spot. James Madison should have a spot if they went undefeated. Yes. They proudly won their conference undefeated. Liberty beat 2 top 25 teams. Power 5. They should be in there. If it was a 12 team. Guaranteed 5 Power 5 champions, 5 mid Power 5 champions are how do they pronounce that? Let's just say mid Power 5 conferences should have an automatic bid. You win your conference championship, you get in. The last 2 is for teams like Liberty, not Liberty. Well, Liberty is in the Conference USA, so they would automatically have a bid. But little teams like that, then okay, then you can say, okay, who should we put in? Georgia or Ohio State? Or whoever, Georgia or Ohio State. Should we put both of them in? No. Mm-mm. The reason why I said I will put Georgia in, that'll be my 11 spot because they played in a conference championship. Oregon, I would consider them. Who else played? Louisville played pretty decent, but like I said, the committee could pick the last spot. The last 2 spots the committee could pick. The only way that the last 2 would be taken out of the committee hand is that the team that gets in, the last 2 are independent teams that are undefeated or have a very, very good win record. Teams like Notre Dame who don't have conference, Air Force, Army, teams like that. If they're not in the conference and they have like an 11-1 win ratio, they should get in. The last 2 teams should be decided by either A, the team is undefeated, or B, they have played in a Power 5 championship game. That's fair. That is fair. You cannot go wrong with that. You can't go wrong. If a team is undefeated and it doesn't have a conference championship, they should deserve to get in. If you played in a Power 5 conference championship game, you deserve to be considered for the last 2 spots. You shouldn't debate the other 10. The other 10, you win your championship game, you get in. Now, how you shuffle them around, that's on you. That's on you. But you got it right. You can't say you didn't get in. You didn't say, if you want to get in, punch your ticket. Michigan players came back just to play in this game. Florida State players came back to play in this game. They cannot help it that their quarterback went down. They still went undefeated, and you cut them out. That's not fair. That's not fair to those seniors. That's not fair to any of those players. Alabama, I'm sorry. Y'all are a great team, and I hope y'all win it. Just rub it in their face. But the thing is, you don't supposed to be there. You do not supposed to be there. Florida State, undefeated, should be the 3rd team, and they should be in there. Texas should be number 4. Washington should have been number 1. Michigan should have been number 2. But it doesn't matter. The top 3 was picked correctly. The 3rd one, the 4th one was not. It should have been Florida State. It should have been Florida State. Don't matter if they didn't have a quarterback. They got every other player but the quarterback. That's when you have a good coach. Norvell would have had to coach his tail off again and figure out a way to get his freshman quarterback into the groove. He had a whole month to prepare this kid. You don't think he would have had some play that this kid could learn and inculcate into the game? Yes, he would. Yes, he would. Fairness, man. Fairness. And y'all got it wrong. You got it wrong, man. You're right, Robbie. They got it wrong. Thank you. Now, if you want to call into the show, 567-343-0502. That's 567-343-0502. Again, people are texting me like Florida State should have been in there. Some people say Florida State shouldn't. Okay, why shouldn't Florida State be in there? Can someone tell me that? Why shouldn't Florida? Someone call the show. And if you're looking at this, call the show or leave a comment and tell me why Florida State shouldn't have been in there, huh? Can someone tell me that? Can someone honestly tell me why Florida State should not be in the playoff? They can't do it. They can't do it. Well, I done said my piece. Kirk Herbstreit, Paul Feinbaum, Stephen A. Smith, Deion Sanders, all these people, all these so-called influencer media coaches, y'all should be up in arms saying that Florida State got misrepresented. I guarantee you if there was Colorado undefeated right now, you would be putting them in. Because, not of the players, because of Coach Prime. That Norvell built that team for the last few years. He built that team from the ground up. Built Florida State ever since they let what's that coach name? He's coaching the FAU now. It's on the tip of my tongue. But since he left, he done built that team. Built it to where it is now. And he got slighted. You want to know how bad he got slighted? Let me show you. These are grown. These young men got slighted, man. And I just they won it. So happy. You know, I'm happy for them, you know. Hey, I'm gonna pause it. All right, I'm gonna share it with you guys. It's a shame. This is a crying shame that it had to go on like this. I think I shared the wrong thing. Sorry, people. Forgive me. Here we go.
And I'm sure there was a lot heartbroken, devastated, and I'm sure there was a lot of anger in Tallahassee as a result.
Look at Norvell. You're like, this can't be happening.
Terribly unfortunate set of circumstances that left Mike Norvell, who has done a fabulous job at Florida State, put the Seminoles in position, and now be a challenge of leadership. Heartbroken, devastated.
I feel bad for him, dude. I feel bad for him. The way that politics, dude. Politics. Do it my way, you'll never get it wrong. Ever get it wrong. Ever get it wrong. I always come out right, man. Now y'all gonna put in a system where teams really don't have to play that hard. All the thing they have to do is play. All the thing they have to do is play to get in the top 12. That's it. That ain't nothing, dude. That ain't nothing. You get me? Top 12 team, whoop-de-doo. The only thing you should be playing for is try to get that number 1, 2, and 3 seed. That automatically guarantee you a bye week. I saw someone posted that 3 teams in the 12-team playoff, 3 of them will have a bye week. Will have a home game. Okay? So, therefore, if that's the case, that's the only thing y'all should be playing for. Ranking. It shouldn't be like, oh, snap. And those top 3 teams should be 3 teams, 3 champions. Do you get what I'm saying? 3 champions. 3 champions. You don't win SEC champion, Big Ten champion, ACC champion, what is the Pac-12, the Big 12, whatever you may be. It should be one of them 3 should be a champion. You get what I'm saying? A well-deserving champion. Now y'all can pick, okay, which team is which three champions that have the best record? Which team had what if all three of them is undefeated? Which one is number one? I will give a flying who did it, what did. You got it right. You got it right. It don't matter. It don't matter. All teams are champions. That's all I believe in. Winning championship, you should get in. Plain and simple. Now, the last two teams, I say they should play themselves. They should play each other. The last two teams should play each other. They could make that one spot come on in. And I still don't believe they deserve it. But I can honestly say they deserved it because they played in the championship game. I just feel like their schedule is strong enough. They had enough win over top 25 teams. I mean, that's the only time a ranking should be ranking. If you're in the top 25 team, you beat top 25 team, and you win your conference championship. I mean, and you playing in the conference championship game like Iowa did this week, and you play a really, really tight game like Georgia did, I say you deserve to get a chance to go. If they do a 12-team playoff. I think, honestly, the committee, even to then, that's don't seem fair. But I can honestly say yes, because one day there will be a team that go undefeated. There will be an independent team that go undefeated, and they will not. Well, I don't have a conference, so how can I get in? Well, they'll get your spot. So that's the only reason I would leave those two spots open. If it were up to me, I just leave it at 10 teams. 10 teams, all of them conference champion, and let them play. That's it. But the last two, I could see where the last two teams can play, like a Notre Dame or Air Force. They got on a pretty good run this year, and they lost out. They hit a rough spot. But at the same time, if they go undefeated, why not let them in? The Army, if they go on Navy, if they go undefeated, they have a good year, good players, a lot of solid seniors, and they come in and play, and then let them play. That's the only reason I would say those two spots should stay open. Give those teams a chance, all right? But if there are no teams like that, then you look at the conference champions and say, okay, what team is deserving to get in? What Power 5 team that played in the conference championship deserve to get in? That is where you can leave it to the committee. And you're like, all right, committee, you got two teams to pick, only two. And they were like, Reggie, what about the MAC? The MAC is not better than Louisville. The MAC isn't better than Georgia. No, they're not. They're nowhere near as good as Georgia. But you know what? They won the conference championship. Then they're like, oh, it's the best team. It is the best. All of them are champions. They are representing their conference. They're the best in their conference. If you were the best, you would have been there. You're like, all right, Alabama is representing the SEC. Michigan is representing the Big Ten. Washington is representing the Pac-12. Texas is representing the Big 12. Why? Because they won it. And no one in that conference say, I'm better than them. No, you're not. You didn't win the conference championship. You didn't play in the conference championship game. You don't deserve to be there. Can't help it where they play. You can't help it that they're a little school like that. You know what? They can keep winning, and then they become a formidable opponent. Coaches can get bigger recruits. Look, they're like, oh, look, snap. Little Miami, Ohio won for the MAC this year. They go like, oh, snap, I just need a good quarterback. I need a couple receivers. You were that receiver. Come, we can run it again, win the MAC championship, punch our ticket, and hey, we may go to the second round next year. You never know. Coaches can use that to recruit. And players like, oh, I don't have to go to Alabama. I don't have to go to Michigan or Ohio State to go play, to get in the college football playoff. I can come here and I can actually start. I'm better than the guy they got. You know what? The transfer portal was spread open. All these players would go to different schools that they wouldn't regularly go to. You know why? Because those schools have a chance to get in. You get what I'm saying? Look at Toledo. If Toledo had an offensive line this year, they would have been there. I was there at the MAC championship game. When they said Hut, the floodgate opened on poor old little quarterback. Yeah. Yeah, it was just rough. I was looking at that game. I was just shaking my head. Just shaking my head. That's all I could do, shaking my head. Like, oh, Lord. Hut, sack. Hut, he's on the run. Oh, he's open. He can't throw it to him. Like, he got a man breathing down his throat. That Toledo game was awful. It was awful. Even though Toledo may have been a better team, but Miami, Ohio came and played. Who said they wouldn't do that if they were playing in a playoff game this week? Coming up. Or next week. It could be, you can say, all right, team, championship week this week. We picking this week. Next week will be your playoff game. Y'all heal up, do your due diligence on the team that y'all playing with, and bam. Whoop. And someone text me, how would you pick the team to play with? I just stick all 12 teams that's going to be in the playoffs, put them like this little Powerball thing. No, let's not do that. 12 team. So so the format will be 3 teams will have a bye week, which I don't like. So whatever. I will pick the top 3 teams, which would be Michigan, Washington, and Texas, will have a top seed. No, be Florida State. Got them. Florida State will have those 3 teams with 3 undefeated teams will have the top 3 spot. Have a bye week. Players can heal up. Everybody else play their game this coming up week. And then the next week they have a home game. Michigan will have a home game. Washington will have a home game. Florida State will have a home game. After that, the next week will be the bowl week. All the team that lost, they go to a bowl week. There you go. You see what I'm saying? You solve your own problem. Y'all smart enough to figure that out. I mean, my junior college education, Jones County Junior College, represented by the cat, could tell you that. I'm pretty sure. The only thing y'all worried about is the money. Politics. Y'all make billions and billions of dollars off players every year and don't do nothing but sit there and make a dumb decision. Dumb decision. And y'all cannot come up with a system that's fair. I came up, if you put my system in, no one could complain beside the last 2 teams. Because they're like, oh, we deserve to play. We deserve, blah, 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 blah. Really don't deserve squat. You don't deserve nothing because you didn't win nothing. That's me. That's how I would roll. But they want to do 12 teams. I think they should readjust 10 teams because all the conferences are all out of whack now. Realignment is everywhere. And be done with it. Just be done with it. This is Mr. 35 on 35 Sports Flow. Politics suck. Florida State got messed up. Y'all supposed to be there. So, it really sucks, but I hope y'all enjoy the show. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. All right, text me. Y'all got my number. 35 out.